who has all the wonderful toys, Batman? What the hell is that thing? Pardon Mr. J's mess here, folks. He was, he was the main subject of a photo shoot today, so I had to bring out a lot of stuff. Busted out the Extreme Sets Asylum diorama, which is pretty sweet. Had to bust out that Funko. I'm not even a Funko guy, but that one cracked me up because I could make it look like the Joker was just painting all over a Batman Funko, which I thought was very Joker-like. But the real reason for today's video is this: the Mezco Double Trouble weapons pack. Yeah, so let's find out what I'm thinking about this thing. Now, as you may or may not know, right now Warner Brothers has a triggered weapons, at least as far as we can tell, ban when it comes to action figures. So that Joker in the background is actually the Mafex Jim Lee Hush Joker, and he didn't come with the weapon that he was supposed to come with, which was just a gun with a little bang flag out of it, because of this ban. The Double Trouble set was released because Mezco is releasing a Batman Two-Face 2-pack. I'm not sure if it's already been released or not. And they couldn't, obviously, solicit guns with that set, but they thought, hey, let's do this, have this release about the same time as those guys, and then Two-Face can get all his weapons and all that good stuff. So I thought it was a pretty ingenious way of Mezco to get around the whole deal. And frankly, because Joker didn't have his bang gun, I wanted a Tommy gun. And I was looking at this set online, and I thought, I don't know, that's kind of pricey. But then I'd get online and find a Tommy gun that was $10 for just a black Tommy gun, or if I'm on eBay and I'm looking for a Mezco Tommy gun, I think the best I could do was something like $17 or $18. So after that, a set with a bunch of guns, a bunch of bang effects, a bunch of coin stacks and money bags, all that stuff, that made this set so I thought it might be worth it. Plus, I can use it to arm other DC characters and other characters that come out as they're released. So I thought, why not get it? And to be honest, I'm thinking it was probably worth it. Now let's go through this bad boy. First things first, we've got my first grub, because this is also the first thing I've ever gotten from Mezco. Everything I have on order, or on pre-order from Mezco, has been pushed back. It's been delayed, and it's been delayed by months. And even still, I pre-ordered Dr. Doom yesterday because I'm a sucker. But this thing's kind of cool, I guess. Got a little bit of articulation going on, got a boombox. Really, when it comes to my figures, Joker tends to get all the ridiculous stuff. So this guy will probably end up being in the background of a lot of Joker shots. Just because if he had a little more detail, I might be able to make him a character, but we'll see. We'll see what I do. There's not much going on with this here grub, but I don't know, he's kind of a cool little pack-in. First things first, this thing is wrapped tight. Now, you might see that it maybe is missing a Tommy gun right here on the right-hand side. That's because good old Mr. J already has it. I had to give him that because that was the prime reason for getting this set, actually, was to help him get a Tommy gun. Because, again, didn't come with any weapons. I like it. Ooh, camera went funky. Something else that's not apparently missing in there is this little blast effect that I put at the end of Mr. J's Tommy gun. It works really well. It fits in securely. This is something that if you've been a long-time fan of Mezco, you probably already know. But like I said, I've never gotten a Mezco product, so this is kind of all new to me. All right, so there's that blast effect with everything keeps going out of focus and jumping around. So let's just get to the other stuff. So let's first talk about that top tray. Ignore the Joker there. He's not sure what to make of that little grub or mezit or whatever. I'm sure I butchered that already, but hey, I'm sure there's a bunch of hardcore Mezco fans that'll be sure to correct me, and I welcome the correction because I hate being ignorant about this kind of stuff. But here's this. These are the coins that come in the set. Now, I haven't wrapped them or unwrapped them. I haven't taken, this is a plastic piece that's over them so they don't fall out. I haven't taken any of those out. They just look like stacks of coins. So that'll be really sweet for dios. And as you know, obviously, I take a lot of pictures. So this is something that I'm pretty excited about because it just adds a little bit of flavor to a whole lot of shots that I'll be able to take. So yeah, that kind of thing, always happy to see that. I can understand where some people might see things like this and think, man, that just pushes up the price and it's not really something I'll use. But for me, I'll use them. Now, the next thing, and I touched on it a bit, is the Tommy gun here. I love this thing. This is the Tommy gun that I wanted for my action figures. It's really well detailed. I'm really excited about it. I could say really a whole lot more, but then this would be totally lame. Almost said really lame. The one thing about this I'm not sure about. Now, I bought it specifically because I like the paint and I like the drum. You can find a lot of them online. Some have the drum, but most have just the regular clip there. But I really like the look of the drum. But I got that, and while it does snap into place, it comes out pretty easily when you're putting it on a figure's hands. So just something to look out for. You can still make it work. It's not hard to make it work. It's just something to pay attention to. Okay, next. Oh, also, each Tommy gun, there are two of every gun that I'm going to show you, and each Tommy gun comes with a clip or a drum attached to it, and it has an extra drum that you can use as well. Again, 2 Tommy guns, 2 drums for each Tommy gun. Ooh, Two-Face. I'm seeing a motto here. Or a theme, maybe. Motto didn't make sense. Let's see now. Now you'll have 2 of these bad boys. This is, they call it, I think somebody called it a handgun, but it's clearly more of a sawed-off shotgun. So, yeah. That's going to be pretty sweet for all your crazy characters. I'm seeing using this as something that when I get Dreadnoks, when G.I. Joe, when the Classified series comes out with Dreadnoks, this is probably the kind of weapon I could give them. You know, other than they're mainly just ripping things apart weapons and burning them kind of thing. But yeah, I think this is pretty sweet too. Now on to another one. This... just a good old-fashioned, not a revolver, good lord, Dave. Just a good old-fashioned pistol, the old handgun. I see this as being something I'll be able to use when my Mafex Deadpool shows up, because the X-Force one, because he doesn't come with guns. Now, one thing that I'm concerned about with that is this is a pretty thick grip, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold on to that or not, but we'll see. But one reason this grip is so thick is because this here clip, and that's really well detailed. That's just really cool. I'm impressed with what Mezco does with this kind of stuff right now. My first stuff from them, and so far I'm kind of blown away, and that's not just gun humor. But it's kind of funny, maybe, I don't know. And I know I'm talking a lot about using them for Mafex figures. Again, I've loved Mafex for a long time, and I'm still waiting for all my Mezco stuff. This is your good old-fashioned revolver. Good old-fashioned 6-gun. They ever come out with a Lone Ranger, I'm totally gonna give him something like this if he doesn't come with it, but let's be honest, he will, and he'll have ivory grips. But yeah, this is just cool. Good old-fashioned, any old thug on the street can have this, the Joker can have this, any just good old-fashioned bank robber type thing can have this gun, and it works perfectly for that kind of figure. And the detail, again, I'm kind of blown away. Mezco is detailing this stuff out really nicely, so good job, guys. Okay, let's talk about that second tray. Now, this is sort of a coin holder, I suppose, or you can use it to hold anything. It's got a handle here for the figure to hold on to. Now, when I opened it up, I just opened these up because I thought these might be the least interesting thing, but I'm really kind of excited about them now. One thing that I wasn't expecting is this piece of foam rubber was inside there to kind of help it hold its shape and package. So that was a little bit of a pain to get out, but when I say a little bit, I really mean a little bit. It wasn't too tough. Something else we've got, as you can see, this point here, it slides into this loop here. And that I can see in the future being kind of tough, and maybe it'll make it tough for your figure to hold on to it. Maybe it'll go in tight enough, but still, cool little accessory in that second little tray. Now, onto the blast effects. Alright, first things first, because I didn't notice this while talking about the gun, or even yesterday when I was first going over this stuff, this is a double-barreled handgun. Didn't even notice it. That explains the thicker grip. So my apologies, Mezco, or whoever packaged it and whoever said, double-barreled gun. Yeah, I see that now. I'm not too smart. Double-barreled handgun, that is. Now, here's the blast effect that I just put on this one. I thought, that's pretty sweet. That looks about right for something that powerful. And I really like the blast effects that they use for these things. They're not so, I guess, comic booky orange, although you can get that comic booky orange and still make all that stuff look cool. I do wish there was a little more translucency to all of these blast effects that people are making. I like them. I think they're a great idea, but they're tough to make look realistic in photos without, like, trying to keep the figure in focus and trying to make the gun in focus and trying to make the blast effects so it's less in focus is really hard to do, and that's kind of what you want to do to make it look a little more realistic. So I just wish maybe these were all a little more translucent, maybe translucent out to the edges, something like that, but still, I think it's pretty sweet. This one's kind of crazy because it fits from the top a little funky. We have some magic bullet theory going on, but other than that, if you get at this angle, looks good. Okay, next. I put this one inside the sawed-off shotgun. I just thought that made all kinds of sense. Think it looks really cool there. I don't know what else to really say about these things other than they really add quite a bit to them. I will have to do some heating up, maybe to make them so they're a little less crooked on the top. I will say that last one I showed off, it fit really tight, so be careful pulling that one out. Unless, you know, maybe that's just my individual thing and no one else will have that problem. But yeah, I do dig these blast effects. And remember, this is the 2-pack, so there's 2 of everything I'm showing you. Next, we've got this thing, which I really dig. I do dig this one probably more than the rest of them, just because it does seem to be a little more translucent going all the way through. It could still use a little more translucency, but I thought it looked perfect with the old revolver. And now, the special one, of course, is the one that came like this. Now, I figure it makes sense because the Tommy gun, well, that, my friends, is the Thompson submachine gun. So I figure it makes the most sense to go in there. Woo, and that is pretty. I like the effect. You can get kind of that spraying bullets effect from the Joker, like firing from the front, just, you know, that sort of deal. And that is an official sound effect. You can also use that when you're trying to make helicopter sounds. Machine gun sounds or helicopter sounds. Yeah, that's something I learned a while back. So overall, do I recommend this set? What are my thoughts here? I'll tell you what, if you're a photographer, I almost think this is a no-brainer. I've looked online for guns quite a bit in the past, and 3D prints and all that stuff can be, you know, they're great, and the people do great work, but they can be pretty pricey considering you're getting 1, maybe 3 guns in a set. In this set, you got a bunch of guns, you got a bunch of blast effects, you got some magazines, you got some drums, and even if you don't use the coins and the money bags, that's still quite a bit of stuff that you got. So if you're a photographer and you dig a lot of this stuff, then yeah, I think I'd get it. I mean, those are just my own thoughts. Your thoughts may vary, but overall, while Mezco drives me a little crazy because, they talk about, or everybody talks about supply chain problems right now, Mezco doesn't seem to have supply chain problems when it comes to their Rumble Society, but all their licensed stuff that I have on pre-order keeps getting pushed back. So if I'm ever to dip into their Rumble Society stuff, I'd like to at least see what the licensed stuff looks like first. So there are some things that kind of bug me overall about Mezco as a business, but I gotta say, the quality in this set is definitely there. So that's all I've got as far as thoughts on this bad boy. So did you pick this up? Let me know what you think of the Mezco Double Trouble 2-pack. Let me know how many guns, how many accessory packs are you picking up for your stuff? Will you spend this much to get it? Because yeah, this thing was $47 and change when it came to tax and shipping and all that, but man, I really wanted Tommy guns, and I know I'll be able to use the other stuff, but more importantly, do you buy a whole lot of these things for your DC figures since, well, yeah. Also, if you've stayed to the end, I really appreciate it. I thank you a ton, because that means, hey, you're maybe one of the more hardcore fans of Toypixx, and I certainly appreciate it. Remember, the best way you can support the channel right now is by clicking one of the Amazon links below. Remember, you don't have to buy anything that I talk about specifically in the video. You can just click one of those links and buy anything on Amazon, and it'll help out the channel. So, whether you need laundry detergent for the family, whether you need some glow sticks for your throwback 90s rave, or maybe you need some diapers for your drunk friend, go ahead and click on any of those links. It'll help out the channel. So that's it, folks. Comment, like, subscribe, dislike, because, hey, even that helps the algorithm. And, hey, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya.